Delete that one. Perfect. Please work. Please work. Please work. Okay. Should be live soon. In about 5 seconds. Should be. Okay, I'm live. My live chat is working on this stream, so we should be good. My live chat is indeed working. It's working. Perfect. It's working. That's what we like to see. I'm here. Awesome. I can see you on my live chat. Okay. Now we continue back to proceedings. Now we continue. What time are you at in the Bathurst 12-hour stream? It's not live streamed on YouTube. So this section of stream, the Pirelli pole battle and qualifying will not be streamed on YouTube. So unless you have KO Sports.
So pit exit is now closed. Second flag is out. Ryan Wood looking to complete. He's done a very good middle sector again.
Bro, I'm watching it on GT World. Okay, there you go. It's live right now. Okay, you're watching it on GT World. Okay, you must have American rights then. It has Maguire's thing on the bottom of the positions.
202.524 versus Jackson's Evans 202.553.
Okay, well then let me see if I can access it on YouTube then. I'm going to see if I can try and access it, unless it's in certain countries that you can only access it in. Yeah, it's only certain countries. I only think I'll send the link. Okay. I think it's only certain countries that you can access the stream in. If so, then well, send the link, but I'll see if it works. Okay. I'm going to go to my live chat on my stream. I'll see if it works. Okay. Okay. Send this to... Is this... Nah, the uploader has not made it available. So it's not available in my country. Not available. Quite unfortunate. But go back to the end of qualifying. So... I'm not sure if it'll be completely accurate for you. It's not available in my country now. I'm not sure if it's going to be completely accurate for you. So go to... How am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. That's probably just the best way to do this. I'm guessing. Okay, this is not going to be easy. Go to the second part of qualifying. Go to the second part of qualifying. Go to the second part where qualifying has begun. Go to the second part. I got an idea. Okay, what's your idea? Well, I can't spend all day trying to figure this out. So I need to put some speed into this here. Send me a screenshot of where you're at on Discord. Okay, I'll send you a screenshot of this. Oh crap. I want to try and get this done, if you know what I mean. Okay. Oh, my mother's about to walk in, isn't she? Wrong way. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I completely apologize for that. That's annoying. Oh, flippin' heck. This is meant to be. Oh, Adam, you still here? Oh, that was a long time. Oh, heck. Okay. Adam, you still here? Okay. Let me screenshot that. Why would that not let me screenshot that? Why? Hello, Jasper. You're not the person Hello, Jasper. Oh, technical issues that aren't exactly helpful. How am I going to do this? KO won't let me. Okay, how are you? I'm good. Okay, I'm stressed. Why? Where's... Oh. Okay, I've sent you a photo. I'm hoping that this just works. Awesome. Okay. I'm hoping this is the second part of qualifying that I've skipped to, because if it's not, I'm not going to be happy. Got it. Awesome. Okay. Let's go. And so we get qualifying part number 2 underway here today. This is going to be good. To run you through who exactly is in the second part of qualifying, let's run you up to the world feed.
Brad Schumacher watching on from the Jamek Racing Team NPC garage. They've got Christopher Haase behind the wheel.
I'll be a little bit off, but I will. Okay, that's
race with Chris Haase. I'd be pretty comfortable knowing that he's got the job to qualify car 55. Yeah. When you saw the schedule, you would have said at 1:50 on Saturday afternoon, I do not need to be in my driving suit because that's Chris Haase's job. So, yeah, very, very fast in the Audi. He's been here a lot in this car with this team. Knows everything he needs to know about getting the most out of that car, and where he excels in that car is the run across the top of the mountain. If he will be in a contender for the fastest middle sector. If you are following along online, whether you're here at the circuits or further fail, because there is live timing by the Bathurst 12-hour sites for the Maguire's Bathurst 12 hours, then you will note that what will happen in this session is the previous 17 cars will stay on the screen, and their times stand right now. At the end of this session, in 28.5 minutes' time, the top 10 will go on to fight for pole position and Pirelli pole battle. So as the times change, we will still have those original times from that bottom 50%. So right now, they're still in with a shout.
Okay, now I know.
The cars off track now have to bump the other guys out. That's exactly right. Yeah. So as it stands right now, the top 10 is set. It's up to these cars, who are theoretically the faster cars, based on practice 6 times, to come along and bump them back out again. So that's why we're curious about the lap times.
Okay, so I'm going to explain how this works, because John Hindhoff and all that. Chris Haase did a 201.8 pre-starter. Okay, so Q1 201.8. Q1 201.8. 201.8 was Chris Haase's time in the AMG Mercedes. So that is the time to beat. Now, how this qualifying format works. If I don't, let me know when he gets there on your screen. Okay. Oh, wait, so wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, is that where you're up to now? Did you skip ahead? I'm confused now. Did you skip ahead? Did you, are you already seeing him get the qualifying. That's where I am. We're about to cross to an interview with, yeah, but I'm paused right after he gets a 201. Are you on? Oh, why are you paused? Okay, you should have just kept it the way it was. You really, I think you should have kept it the way it was, because, that's annoying, because now I'm confused. This is going to be the world's longest stream. This is going to be the world's longest stream. This is, and it closed out somehow. Fuck. Okay, I'm, fuck me. Do I have to take another king photo? Just when he gets out, when he gets there, it's okay. No, okay. If not, I'll try to figure out a way on my own based on what you say. Okay, so we're about to cross to an interview. And at the bottom of your screen, it will say Will Brown. Go to that part. It should say at the bottom of your screen, Will Brown. And there'll be 2 boxes, one with the live action and one with the interview. Go to there on your YouTube stream. Go to there on your YouTube stream. Okay. Oh, heck. And every time you get an ad, probably skip forwards 20 seconds. Every time you get an ad. Every time you get an ad, skip forward 15, 20 seconds. Don't tell me. Because then it just gets confusing. And if you fall too far behind, if you're not unsure, then I'll either be playing the world feed and you can catch it up through there. There is about a 20-second delay on the stream. So every time you get an ad, practically just skip 20 seconds, listen to your... I'll just figure it out from here, Travis. Don't worry about it. Okay, all good. Okay, just letting you know.
Seems to be fast. I guess you never know what games everyone's playing, but generally now is when everyone starts measuring and putting the laps down, so we'll see what happens.
Brad, I know you want this overall win, but how much would you like to be able to have an Alan Simonson pole award for your car too?
Yeah, it would be nice to have, obviously. So, I mean, look, you know, it's one thing to get the pole position award, but that's certainly not going to weigh up to winning the Bathurst 12 hours. So, yeah, we send Husser out here. He's super experienced with the Audi, and he's been here many a time. So we feel like he's the best chance to get a good result for the team. And we've been really strong across all practice sessions. So high hopes here in the Audi team.
I'm surprised there's no bruise around or anything. I'm going to go find the popcorn so we can watch and see what Hus Dog does.
Sounds good. Bring some back if you find it.
Ever the chilled out, relaxed 2024 Repco Supercar champion Will Brown, just chilling out. He's another one of those drivers that have become a pretty handy exponent behind the wheel of a GT3 car. So the question is, what can Chris Haase do? And as John explained just before, the target is there in front of him. 2 minute, 1 second, 0.97. That is the benchmark time to go and chase.
Well, coming to the line, he has done a warm-up lap, he's done a preparation lap. We saw him weaving at the start of the previous lap. And here we go, the first one to open up a proper push lap for the run up Mountain Straight. And used every bit of tarmac that was available and a little bit more on the backside of the curve as you make your one up the mountain. You can see he stays to the middle of the track because the bumps right at the crest there now are significant enough that we've seen some cars bottoming out quite heavily and sparking as they go over there. That'll be spectacular tomorrow morning when we get started. With lots of sparks there. So he's still warming the tyre. So this lap's not going to be a 100% up, as we call it.
No, indeed, it isn't. But for Kai Allen here, this is going to be quite an important lap. Car 100, the Penrite car making his run up the top of the mountain. Drivers still setting lap times here. Now expect the Porsche 991, the 911, along with the 222 of Cameron Waters, who was topped in FP6. In free practice 6, he topped FP6. So expect him to be up there. Also, along with Lucas Stoltz in the 75 Mercedes-AMG GT3 car. Matt Campbell as well in the 911 Porsche, and Christopher Haas in the 55 Audi. But how this qualifying session is going to work, part 1 was a few moments ago, and that was the bottom 50% cars that got knocked out in practice 6. That was the bottom 50%, and those cars have already set their lap times. They're now parked in the pit lane. They can no longer go out in this second part of qualifying to improve their lap time. They've just got to hope that the 201.972 is good enough to get you into the pole position area or into the pole position time. Here, of course, we do not know how the Ford or the Camaro is going to... the Ford and the Camaro, how those two cars are going to work. We've got Brock Feeney in the 64 Ford at the moment. He's done a 214.9 and looking to probably make his way a bit further up the grid. As we see here, car 100 making his run now to the line. This is Kai Allen here. He's just done a 208.5, but it's not going to be good enough. And this is probably going to be the lap now for Kai Allen. This is going to be the lap of the mountain. Oh, sorry for giving out info ahead of time earlier. All good. But yeah, Kai Allen now. This is going to be the lap here. This is going to be the lap. And I think this session is another 30-minute session. So it's going to be quite important here for the competitors up and down the grid here as he uses the curb on the outside of turn number 2. And now he makes his run into turn number 4. Marco Rapalli in the Audi. This car has got a big shot for pole position here. So why is he the only one that they're showing us right now? Well, at the moment, I think he's the only one that's on a lap. Kai Allen here. He's only 4/10 off the pace of our top competitor, of which is Lucas Sauer, who's already done a lap here in Q1. So that top time, you will see, if you go back about 10 seconds, which I would very much not recommend you doing, if you go back 10 seconds, it's a 201.9, the lap from Lucas Sauer. Yeah, that's the lap that you need to beat. And at the moment, Kai Allen is only 4/10 off the pace. This, the GT3 Huracan, as he makes his run over the top of the mountain. This Lamborghini will be extremely quick over the top here. This is Marco Rapalli right here as he flicks the car in. Yeah, expect cars here to continuously make lap time. Kai Allen, his personal best through the first and second sector here. And he'll be probably making his way up through the grids into the chase. And out the other side, put the power down. Up the curb for car 100. The Penrite colours. Kai Allen, the Bathurst 1000 winner just last year, makes his run out of the final corner. What's the lap time going to be? It's going to bump him up. And it certainly has. I think it's only P15. Only P15 for Kai Allen in the car 100 Penrite livery. It's the Huracan GT3 car. Where's this car going to go? Marco Rapalli, 203.1. He's only 300ths off getting in to the top 10. Holdsworth, where does he go? He goes P14, 204.0. Car out there. Car 268, the Audi, 203.4, his current lap time. We just saw Anderson now do a 202.6 in purple through the final sector as well. Christopher Haas, Brock Feeney's gone up there as well, 204.5. So cars continuing to make lap time here. Kirchhofer in the McLaren, the 95 McLaren has gone up now into P8, 203.0. Pereira, the 268 Audi, up the curb. And now into the final corner. This is Pereira. Under brakes. Into the left-hander. The Pro-Am liveried car. Where's this car going to go? Oh, I don't know where we went. Our timing screens have shot down a little bit here. Where does Pereira go? We'll try and look for that for you. Cameron Waters has now gone up into P6. The 222 Mercedes are 202.6. Marco Rapalli, purple through the first sector. This is this GT3 Huracan, and he's gone 3.5 seconds up on his personal best lap time here. So this is going to be a heck of a lap, and it might just put him to the top. This is going to be the lap of the gods here. Marco Mappelli has gone absolutely rapid through the first sector. This Lamborghini is set up almost perfectly. Under brakes now. Into the chase. This is meant to slow the cars down. They're still doing 280 Ks. Through the right-hander and up the curb now. Marco Mappelli. Armandinger up into P9. 202.7. Mappelli, though, this Lamborghini's absolutely flying through both sectors. Up the curb and out the other side. What's the lap time going to be? It's P2, a 202.0. 1/10 off the pace. And went 2.2 seconds faster. Went up to P2, that Lamborghini. And it's knocked off the 61 Porsche as well. It's knocked off the 61 Porsche. What cars are out? Earl Bamber's out in the Mustang. Cameron Waters. Anderson now up into P3, 202.3. Heinrich down into P4. Lucas Auer, his time is standing. Yeah, a 201.9 the time to beat. Heinrich down into P4. Woods, the 193 Audi, also down as well. Waters flashing the lights, letting the car in front of him know. Waters is flying purple through the second sector. And it's matched with Lucas Auer as well. Lucas Auer is 201.9. The predicted lap time, 201.9. This is on par with Lucas Auer. It is. It is actually 4/10 up on Lucas Auer through the micro sectors. This is going to be some lap time from Cameron Waters, the 222 Mercedes. Can it be on provisional pole? Yes, it can. 201.8. He lost a bit of time through the final sector, through the final corner, sorry. But a 201.8. What a lap. That is one of the best laps we've seen this weekend. Kai Allen flicking the car in through the left-hander. This car will be up there as well. What's Kai Allen done? Personal best through both sectors. He's about 2/10 off Cameron Waters. But it's going to be a 202 flat at this rate. Ojeda up into P18, a 203.5. Only second off the pace. Up the curb and kicking dust up in the background. Kai Allen lost a lot of time in that final corner there. 202.5. 7/10. 7/10 off the pace. Yeah, that's happy hour for you. That is happy hour. Lauren Heinrich, P5. He's at danger here. He's in danger. And he's just halfway down before he actually gets knocked out here. 95 McLaren. At the moment, flicking the car in his P12 at the moment. Kirchhoffer. This car, expect him to get through in the 95 McLaren. This car's been successful. He pulls off into the pits. Cameron Waters now personal best. This is this is going to be a car that will challenge for pole position. 46 Valentino Rossi. I reckon Valentino Rossi's in this car. No, it isn't. No Valentino Rossi in this car. Not for the moment. Wow. Expect that car to also get... There's probably 10 cars for pole position here. The top 10 are on for pole. Except for the cars that are currently parked in the box. And those cars are the ones that, well, were out in Q1. Yeah, so those cars that currently sit in the pit lane, not all of them were in Q1, but some of them were. You just got to think of cars like Lauren Heinrich, the 61 Porsche, who currently sits in P5, the 193 Audi, Pereira, the 268 Audi. We've also got... Who else? Who else? Mikkel Grenier in the 99. Camaro sits in P15. And Earl Bamber's also out as well. Yeah. Who else have we got? Matt Campbell in the 911 Porsche. Van der Linde and Raffaele Marciello, who currently sit dead last and second last. Yep, those are two cars that can also battle for pole position here. There are hundreds of contenders that can take pole position here, ladies and gentlemen. So don't rule anyone out here for pole. This is not going to decide pole. We've still got a Pirelli pole position. We've still got a Pirelli shootout to do. Where the top 10 cars get 5.2 kilometers of track to themselves to set their fastest lap time. Yeah, and that will decide pole. Raffaele Marciello, he's going for a second lap here. Yeah, so a second warm-up lap. And that's what most teams have done. And what the BMW team have done here is they've let more rubber go down. So they're waiting. They've got the best track conditions now. Also, watch out for the 64 Mustang here. Brock Feeney was so close to the title in the Supercars Championship. But just got knocked out. Oh, up the curb for the 55 Audi. And that was as soon as Brock Feeney was pulling into the pits. So that was about the start of the session, actually, that happened. But this 64 Ford Mustang 204507 currently sits P23 and 2.7 seconds off the pace. Just this Ford Mustang. And there's a tyre off! Oh, Lord have mercy. Who is that tyre from? This will be a red flag here. This will be a red flag. Oh, you're kidding me! And that is the Penrite car. That is Kai Allen. Sits P8 at this point in time. Sits P8 and he does not have a tyre on the right front of that car. That is devastating. That car was in complete contention to grab pole position, and in now, being a red flag, you cannot, that your lap time, your fastest lap time gets deleted. The team have not done that tyre up correctly, and the rear left tyre has gone Bazunga mode, and has not decided that it wants to stay on that car. Bang! And I can tell you this much, that tyre weighs about 75 kilos. That is 75 kilos of rubber that has just fallen off that car, and he would have felt that instantly. He would have, because the bodywork would have started scraping, and he would have heard that. That sucks. That certainly does. That car was in contention to grab pole position, and he was inside the top 10. He was going out front of the run as well. Will Davison watches on. Has not won well, he's won many championships in the supercars. Didn't even get close to winning this year. But Kai Allen, the Bathurst 1000 winner, sits parked on the right-hand side of the road, and the checkered flag's been flown at the same time. Have they not done that wheel? Oh. Yeah. Have they not done that wheel up correctly? That wheel looks done up. The right rear wheel does not. Yep. And the moment he took the pit limiter off that car, that wheel just came straight off. Yep. That's unfortunate. And it was a brand new sticker set of Pirellis going onto that car. Bang! Off it comes. And in the process, takes a bit of signage out in the process. So Shannon's insurance signage no longer. And that is a tyre that they can no longer use. Race control, that is a sad sight. Bye-bye, Shannons. Yes, indeed. There goes that Shannon signage. And there goes the 100 Penrite car. Who was in complete contention to take pole position. And now, he will be starting probably P15 for the Bathurst 12 Hour. And early on in a race like this, you have to, early on in the race, where you've got nearly 50 GT cars out there. We'll talk about more in a minute. Chad Naylor.
That happened. I think we're going to need to see the parts when it gets back, because, yeah, as you saw on the video, the nut looked tight and seated, so, yeah, still a bit to understand there.
Any word from Kai as to what he felt?
No, he just fell off, but it didn't get very far, so it's pretty confusing, yeah.
Now, you can, by the rules, put the car back into the session, but do you think it's going to be possible in logistics-wise here?
Oh, I don't know that we'll get it back in time. We'll see, like, we'll try and do what we can, but we'll also try and work out what happened before we send it unsafe.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you get back to leading the troops. Bad break for Penrite Racing. The irony here is, for both cars that finished the Bathurst 1000, they were very lucky to avoid things like that happening with some of the dramas on those cars that just crept towards the finish line.
Not was the phrase used by Jordan Pepper when we were talking about the red flag. Jordan, for BMW, you guys didn't get out there and set a representative time yet. The red clock time is ticking away. But how do you motivate Kelvin that little bit extra now that he really does have to go?
No, look, luckily in this championship, I think it's frozen, the time, so there's still 30 minutes to go. He wasn't really on a push lap yet. He was starting his first push lap, so probably not too much taken out the tyre. We've seen over the weekend that this new tyre takes a little bit longer to get up to speed, so it's not too much of a negative. Obviously, the intensity goes up a bit. We obviously got only 30 minutes left, but luckily there's enough time to get out there, find a good space, and he's been really good this weekend. So I have all the faith in the world in him and the team. Yeah, it's going to be a tight top 10, but I'm sure we have enough to get in. If not, I've won the race from outside the 10 before, so it should be good either way.
Yeah, last time was P11. You were the exception on that.
Surround
rule that
sound
we've been
with a
talking
slight
about.
echo.
But for Kelvin, I mean, his brother has won the pole award before. Have you gotten on the radio and said, hey, Sheldon did it, how hard can it be?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we worry about later if we get into the 10, so let's see. But so far, so good. The vibes is really good with Calvin and Charles. I think we formed a really good bond really early on, and it's, yeah, just been an enjoyable weekend so far. What a beautiful place to be in, and just to see all the fans get out there and support, it's really cool. And for sure, we got an iconic throwback, well, it's kind of based off an art car livery here, which is holding a lot of representation to BMW M, 40 years of BMW M3, so very special to have an Australian heritage livery here as well. So it's cool, and hopefully that's enough to get it done this weekend.
Still big smiles down here in the Team WRT garage, guys.
So there is the Tsunami Porsche getting pushed back towards pit lane, and to the right-hand side we've got this army of Mercedes AMG cars that are all parked up, which includes the Sun Energy 75 team, which for the last few years have been so competitive on the podiums. Now you would expect with a gun like Jules Gounon, one of the very best in the world, that you'd plug him in for these sessions, but as I've seen the last couple of years, they've not been afraid to throw the keys towards Lucas Stolz and Kenny Habul, not down here at the garage at the moment, but that does mean that Jules Gounon is inside this garage area. Let's go and see if we can pinch a penny for his thoughts from the Andorran, who has been very kind in letting his good buddy have a run here in qualifying for the last few years. He's putting in some additives to keep the fluids up. Hello, Jules. We figured Brett Flay would come and say g'day. Haven't had a chance to say hello to you yet. This is a common theme. You like this track more than just about anyone on the earth. It must be killing you to hand the car over to your good buddy right now.
No, because Luca, I know Luca very well. We know each other since 2016. He will do a super job. And at the end, endurance racing is also about sharing the good job. Let's say quali is an amazing time of the weekend. The last stint is an amazing time of the weekend. I've been lucky to always do, let's say, the money time at the end. So it will not be fair to your teammate if you always have the glory and the nice moments and he has to do the heavy work during the day. So we always share a bit. So at least, you know, it's nice for both of us.
Nice, mate. I appreciate that. 1 meter away from the green flag. Was that a bad red flag for you guys?
Yeah, actually, yes, because we waited. We did a heat soak to optimize quali, as all the Mercedes do. Here we are just going flat out. They all want to have pole position, looks like. So not ideal for us, but there's 30 minutes to go, so it should be okay for us.
Is your buddy Max Verstappen going to watch after testing's done?
Maybe. I'm sure he's watching. He loves GT racing. He's a big motorsport fan, and he loves this place. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's watching.
Thank you, mate. Thanks.
13 minutes, 6 seconds to go. We've got 2 minutes of red flag time remaining. 13 minutes, 6 seconds. 13 minutes for these cars to put, well, at this point, you're probably going to get maybe two or three, maybe 4 laps out of this here. You're going to get probably another 4 laps out of this. At maximum, you're going to get 4 laps. If I was to have a complete guess, you would get 4 laps at best. Green light on at the end of the pit lane. We go back to racing here. Now, confirmation. I've done a bit of research overnight. I'm going to be streaming the whole entire Intercontinental GT Challenge Championship. So start from round 1, then we head to Indianapolis. For the, oh no, not the Indianapolis. We head to Sebring for the Sebring 12 hours. Next up for round number 2. This is a whole championship, by the way. So the Intercontinental GT Endurance Challenge here this weekend. This is a part of that championship. I'm going to be streaming the whole lot here for 2026. So that should be fun. And that, I think that's coming up in a couple of months' time. So yeah, plenty to do. 201.8 the time from Cameron Waters. Lucas Hour in P2, a 201.972. Marco Mappelli, and 2 minute 2.043. Lucas Stoltz making his way now out of pit lane. Let's head it up to the world feed for more action.
If you haven't watched the guys Bathurst 12-hour before, Jules said Luca does all the heavy lifting on Sunday. And what he means by that is that traditionally in their 2 wins, a second and a third they've had in the last 4 years, it's Lucas Stoltz who does that. The grinding stints in the middle of the day, pounding round and round and round relentlessly. Gunon then gets in at the end, does all the hero stuff, and generally gets them on the podium. So that's what he means by that comment, is that it's just a little bit of a treat for Luca to have Mount Panorama almost to himself and extract the most performance he can out of Pass 75.
And it's also curious to hear from Jules that he said, we went out, did 1 lap, and we came and we parked and we did the heat soak. And that is, we went out, got temperature into the car, and some of the, and those tyres that we're going to use, we didn't stretch the tyre. But the heat soak is from the brakes. So we're warming up, using the car to warm the tyres up. So when you go back out again at the end of the session, they're already at 40, 50 degrees. You're not having to do too much work to get them up to temperature.
Guys, I haven't seen this before. I'm in the Pirelli Racing garage and there's nobody here. They're not out there in the pit lane. They're not here in the garage. Where could they be? Check this out. I've not actually seen any team really trying to attempt this before. Now, Kylan's back in the pit area right now. The car is just coming back off the flatbed and they have set everything up behind the garage. They've got some pretty interesting onlookers. Fresh Pirelli P0s to go. We've got brake rotors standing by and all the rail guns have been dragged out to the back. Never seen this one before.
Well, Chad, and the rules for this race are if you bring out a red flag, your fastest lap time is deleted, but you can resume the session. So are they going to have a go at this?
Yeah, and the reason they have done this at the back of the garage is because when you set your garage up, you always go in the front of the garage and out the front of the garage. So you always set your toolboxes up and your monitors and all the rest of it. So you effectively can't drive through the garage. So they always deliver the car to the back of the garage like they do here. So actually what they have done is jack the car up. They're doing the work on the back of the tilt tray, put the wheels on it, roll it off, and if there's time, drive it out the back of the paddock. Not a bad idea.
I like it. Good work.
I think there's some damage on that hub, display hub.
Yeah, some of the guys from AMG Mercedes are here as well, having a look at what's going on.
But they're worried about the brake disc being on.
Yeah, so that's why there's a rotor there. I think that we're starting to see what the issue was, and these are all the internals from the spindle. Potentially this is why, and we heard Grant McPherson, who's the technical director of Grove Racing, say we're not going to send the car unless it's safe. So
the good news is that all the locator pins for the back of the wheel are still there on the face plate. So that's very good. Nothing's broken off there. But they are having to work on that centre splined or centre threaded area of the hub.
Guys, you might be able to see on the screens that the 222 car has come back into the pit lane, but this is not necessarily session done. Cameron Waters has stayed aboard the Mercedes. He's waiting to see if his lap time that he set earlier, the 2:01, is going to be good enough, or if maybe the benchmark is going to be lower, because as we pointed out just before that red flag, there are some heavy hitters yet to set decent lap times. Cameron is doing that heat soak that Mercedes likes even more. Maybe there is more pace from this STM Mercedes yet to come.
And Krelsey, you said you'd be surprised if Dylan O'Keefe's time stood up when he was in 10th position. Of course, now he's in 9th position because there's a lap time that's been eradicated. So it's Kai Allen who's now on the bubble in 10th position in the Mercedes number 100. 2:02.7 is the time to get in, and Chris Harzer is 0.0111 away from being in the top 10 at the moment.
Yeah, but we've got Van der Linde in 29th, Marciello in 30th, Max Hesser in 33rd. There's some big names that are going to fire a shot very soon.
Matt Campbell's out there too, yet to fire. Interestingly, Harzer straight out first push lap after the red flag back, 2:02.79, right into the mix, and is going on with it again to work his way in. Gee, this would be a big story to get this car back out. Still 7 minutes to go, so there's time.
Probably not enough time for actual tyre prep though. No. The guy was leaving pit lane on a brand new tyre.
Back in a bit, go to pee
So,
and get some drink. I'm not going to pause.
They're going to need to do the tyre warm-up as well. It's not like that tyre got warm enough to get any sort of heat soak take place while they're turning the car around and getting it back on track, hopefully. Cam Waters back on track though, so he's doing his heat soak. Just under 7 minutes left in this one, so plenty of time for Waters to get at least 2 push laps in.
So right now you need to do a 202.78 or better to get yourself into the Pirelli pole battle. The top 10 cars that will fight it out for 15 minutes to fight for the Alan Simonson Polaroid. And Will Brown is cheering on his vastly experienced German teammate, who's right on the painted white line before he turns the car into the final corner. He's 11th at the moment. He goes to the top with a 201.88. Chris Haase locks himself in, surely, to the Pirelli pole battle. And that Audi has been fast from the first practice session, and it continues to be so.
Marciello, Campbell,
Marciello in the 10 now.
Holdsworth.
So bumped out Jackson Evans. Peroni goes to 10th place. Holdsworth looking at the outside, looking in. Kirchhofer in the McLaren gets up. It's a flurry of lap times. Kelvin Vandal into only 13th.
Oh.
That lap at a 202.6. Time to fight for the defending winners.
Matt Campbell.
Here they come.
Earl
Here they
Bamber.
come. It's time. Max Hesse in the BMW. He crosses the line.
P24.
Doesn't trouble the top. Brock Feeney into the 10. Fastest final sector. 7th place.
That makes it a good start on the next lap as well when you get the fastest final sector. Let's see if he pushes on there in that blue Ford.
Cast your mind back to qualifying one. Lauren Heinrich was quickest in that session at a 202.38. He's now 7th. I think he's very, very nervous. I don't think a 202.38 is good enough to get you into the Pirelli pole battle, given Lucas Stoles has just gone 6th at a 202.02. Enright Racing still going to work on the
5 minutes to go.
car. 5 minutes remaining in qualifying part 2 to set the 10 for the Pirelli pole battle this afternoon. Haase, Audi, Waters, Mercedes, Auer, Mercedes, AMG, Mapelli, Lamborghini, Scott Andrews, huge lap from the man from Victoria in 5th place. He's for Mercedes.
Brock Feeney's up.
Heinrich, Feeney, Marcello, Kirchhofer for McLaren inside the top 10.
I said Brock Feeney might get a good start on his next lap, and he's gone faster than anyone else. A 49.9 Garth Tander for the first sector.
First 49 of the weekend in that first sector for the climb up the mountain. He was hustling hard down through the S's to the dipper. He missed the apex at the corner prior to the dip of the left-hander there, but was able to get through nicely. But he is a
1-6.
Scott Andrews, 201.67. For Guy Valmont Racing goes to the top. But I think Brock Feeney is on to beat him with this lap. Mega first sector. Gave away about 6/10 across the top of Mercedes relative to Scott Andrews' lap time. So this is going to be very, very close. Down into the mid-201s now. And it looks like that might be the number you need to do to get yourself into the Pirelli pole battle.
This might be P8.
Brock Feeney is so good in qualifying, Trent. The king of qualifying in Repco Supercars last year. What's this lap for the Mustang?
P8.
It's only 8, 202.09.
I thought so.
Goes to second, the 75 car. So there is still time for Brock Feeney, but does he have enough tyre left on the Mustang to get the job done?
And is there time for Kai Allen, who just left pit lane? He'll get 2 80% laps in and then one last lap after the checkered flag. They didn't look to change anything on that left rear corner where it got down onto the ground, but they did throw used tyres on it to help him get that tyre tip up.
And just moments ago, we were talking about the fact that Lauren Heinrich was 7th. He's now 13th.
Yeah.
He has been bumped well out of the top 10. The only driver from qualifying one still in there is Lucas Howard, thanks to that very impressive 201.9. And that could be, at this point, the cut-off time.
Quick shout out to Lee Holdsworth, currently 10th in the Hallmark Audi. He was able to get himself into the Pirelli pole battle this time last year, but he's on the bubble right now. We're on board here with Marco Mapelli, who absolutely throws the Lamborghini Hurricane at the chase. How early was he back on the throttle, coming back out the other side? Far out, that is commitment. Listen to this one.
Smashing the rev limiter into the final corner. Stop! And big moment, big corner, it slides. And that will be the lap. Oh, man.
matter that much. You don't have to try that hard. Tell Marco Mapelli.
2 minutes remaining. Bonfini, purple in the first sector again.
This is going to be good.
Lee Holdsworth is on the bubble. He's 10th at a 2:02.24. Don't know if that will be enough. Kelvin Van, it's not, because Kelvin Van der Linde's just gone to 9th position in the 32 BMW. So
Feeney's on the cusp.
2 dead to get into the top 10.
Waters is up.
Feeney has an improvement from the last time around. Where does this put the Ford Mustang? He's been up to 11. But he doesn't stay
P2.
there, he goes second with a 1.68. Top 3 cars covered by less than a tenth. And Cam Waters is going on with it. Purple in the middle sector.
Down to the final corner, gets the EMG turned in.
Waters is going to go to the top. He does. 2:01.5.
Now we're throwing overhand, gentlemen. This is exactly what we wanted to do. This is not going to get you pole position, remember. He's not cleared pole. That comes later, just when we have the top 10.
It just lets you play in the next session, effectively. That's all it does.
Jaden Ojeda goes to 5th at a 2:01.8. So Marco Mapelli on the bubble at a 2:01.9. So you've got to do a 1 now to get into the Pirelli pole battle. Lucas Auer still clinging on in 8th position for Craft Bamboo Racing. Can he convert?
Kai Allen slipped all the way down to 21st. Will the dramas they had with this car, I'm not sure. With just 1 push lap.
Race control predicts at 30 seconds.
There's going to be enough time because, as race control said, just 30 seconds. He's not going to get back to the control line to start another lap. So this is his 1 lap, his 1 chance. And his first sector's a fair way away. Saw the car sliding out of turn 2 as he got back to the throttle. So, it's a valiant effort by the Grove Racing Penrite team to get this car back on track.
But he's still got to push because he caused a red flag.
Yeah, well, he's 20. The time that he's done, that he holds right now is the 21st. So they've eliminated his 2:02.5 and given him a 2:02.7. So luckily he had that 2:02.7 as a backup.
But if he improves it, then he gets up.
Oh, yeah.
And that is actual grid position, because from 11th on down, we're freezing that at the checkered flag as he comes through.
The lap you're on is the lap you're on. So this is all or nothing now. Kelvin Van der Linde, 12th, will not improve, will miss the Pirelli pole shuffle this time by. Lucas Auer clinging on. Matt Campbell's just got himself into the 10. Alan Simonson, pole award winner in 2020 for Porsche. He's gone to 9th. 21st at the moment, Kai Allen. Good middle sector for the Penrite Mercedes, but he stays 21st. The task was pretty hard, and he didn't quite get there in the end.
There's no Ferrari in the top 10 there, guys.
Wow.
No, I'm not surprised about that. In the end, you had to do a 2:01.9 to get yourself into the contention for pole position, and Chaz wipes the sweat from his brow. No worries there, because a 2:01.56 for Cam Waters is a cracking lap time.
Only one BMW in the top 10, with BMWs in 11th and 12th for Max Hesse and Kelvin van der Linde.
Wow.
That might not have been on everybody's bingo cards.
It's the fastest Ferrari on the mountain right now. The race car's not spectacular in qualifying, but I'm sure they've got a plan. So there's the 10 that will challenge for pole position later on this afternoon in the Pirelli pole battle. What a lap, Cam Waters. Have a look at the margins down the right-hand side. So 0.4 of a second, and the time to get into the top 10 was a 2-minute 1.99. Great to see the Lamborghini
cover the top 10.
What a lap from Marco Mapelli. Those on the outside looking in. So Max Hesse, the privateer BMW, out-qualifies the car that won last year. So that's a huge job from the young German out-qualifying Kelvin van der Linde.
And that is the 6th row on down. That's how they will start on Sunday.
So the Grove car will start from 21st, despite a pretty heroic effort to try and turn it round. 29 cars covered by 1.6 seconds. This is genuinely one of, if not the most competitive field we've seen at the Maguire's Bathurst 12 Hour. To the Elf Oil pit lane, and a pretty happy team at STM, Shay Adam.
A very happy team, and Tom Randall actually saying to some of the crew guys, this is a complete team effort. Tom, you and Chaz sitting there, nerve-wracking, trying to watch what your co-driver could do. Do you think he had that lap time in him?
It's hard to say, honestly, because the whole weekend up to this point, you know, we don't really know where anyone's at. But, I mean, we've still got the Super Pole to go, so great to be in that. Cam's done a ripper job there. But, you know, it's a team effort. We've got to thank everyone from STM
Seaward Motorsport. Obviously, yeah, Chaz has been doing a mega job. Having Barry Ryan on board's been great. And yeah, now I'm looking forward to sitting back again and seeing what Cam can produce in the Pirelli pole battle.
I'm really going to have to find some popcorn for that.
If you find some, could you bring some to us too?
Oh, 100% I will. Krause, have you seen any popcorn?
No, but I'll send it down. Second driver to ask for it this session, by the way. What a session it was. Still to come this afternoon. The Pirelli pole battle for the Alan Simonson Pole Award.
That should be exciting. And as you heard Richard Crowell there say, probably one of the most competitive fields we have in the Bathurst 12 hour, and it should be exciting. Change the schedule as well for the race. I'll be doing the first 2 hours, and I'll be doing the last 2 hours as well of the race. You can catch all the action live on YouTube as well. I'll be doing the first 2.5 hours live of the start of the race, along with the last about 2.5 hours. So should be fun, just due to the due to how busy my weekend is as well. So yeah, but yeah, we've got the Pirelli pole battle still to come. That'll be in about 5 minutes time. You're done streaming? No, I'm not. We've still got the Pirelli pole battle still to come. So that's coming up in about 5 minutes time. Why do you seem sad? I'm not done streaming. You should be happy. I don't see why you're not happy. Okay, good. No, I'm not done streaming. I am nowhere near done streaming. At least not yet. Okay, we need to try and find... I was sad to see you go, lol. Okay, good. That is a good thing. Okay, I'm just trying to find the pole battle. So, head to... Your stream's probably done, isn't it? How long is your stream? How long is the stream altogether? I'm currently looking through, at least trying to find. It's live. Okay. It's, like, still going. Okay. Gustav. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to actually do some pre-session interviews, sort of. So we're going to head it down to the world feed. And yeah, so it should be fun. We're going to do some pre-race sort of stuff, some pre-shootout stuff, if you'd say. So yeah, I'm about to hand it down to the world feed. So how am I going to do this? So head down to, you'll see two guys standing next to each other. Yeah, just sort it out yourself, listen to the world feed and try and catch it up when possible.
Back to town and the crowd showing up, rain, hail or shine for that one in the lead up to what is an awesome event. The Maguire's Bathurst 12 hour. Garth, it's time for the Pirelli pole battle, qualifying with the top 10, but not how we would normally do it here at Mount Panorama.
Yeah, those that are used to the top 10 shootout for the 1,000 weekend, you obviously see the one car have the whole 6.213 kilometres to themselves. But this session, a 15-minute session, all 10 cars in, and we've seen variations on how to achieve the lap time. A couple of times cars go out and do long run.
No, they're standing next to each other. Okay, go to... I will show you from the stream, but I don't want to get copyrighted. How am I going to do this? Okay, I'll send you a photo. Give me a second. Educational purposes. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't want to get banned. Adam, I'm not taking that risk. If I get banned a third time, my YouTube channel gets boom. Live streaming gets gone. I'm risking it. But, you know, yeah, I sent you a photo, so go look at that, link it up, and we'll see what happens.
Build the speed over the course of 3-4 laps, and sometimes if cars go out and effectively do a top 10 shootout, do the one run, there is just enough time to get 2 tyre runs in, if that's the strategy you want.
Now, we obviously are sports car racing here, but It's not the 1,000. There are still plenty of V8s inside this top 10, and one of them is a V8 boy in Brock Feeney. He was the sole guy to go out there for the Mustang.
What do you mean?
And this was pretty impressive to see him wheel it straight into the top 10 in his first crack.
Yeah, first time that Ford have brought the GT3 Mustang here to Mount Panorama. And for Brock to get the opportunity to qualify this car, his teammates in Christopher Mees and Dennis Olsen's, both factory Ford drivers, both those drivers have a huge amount of experience here at Mount Panorama in other GT3 machinery. But for Brock, who drove this car for the first time ever in practice on Friday to get that chance to qualify, it's a real feather in his cap. And obviously Brock's supercars team, Red Bull Empire Racing, have just started the Ford relationship. So for Brock personally as a driver, perfect way to start his life as a Ford driver.
So you got like
Educational purposes on YouTube generally fall under fair use when it is content for teaching, criticism, commentary, research, or scholarship, particularly if it is non-profit. No, but then it's the fact that YouTube doesn't stand by their word. You need to know this, Adam, is that the thing is YouTube doesn't, and I'm not being mean at all, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but, like, YouTube doesn't stand by their word. Google could not have been updated for 2 years. That could have been a thing that's happened 2 years ago. YouTube doesn't stand by their word. What happens on Google is nothing compared to YouTube. YouTube and Google are not friends. They are not friends. So, I don't trust anything Google says, to be honest. Yeah. Look, I've sent you the photo. Try and link it up to the world feed commentary, and yeah.
Europe as well with AMG. He'll have a dual program this year in the Repco Supercars Championship for Premier Racing in the Chevrolet Camaro and doing AMG duties as well. So he's in the top 10 Pirelli pole battle. He'll be a contender. They'll hustle these things for sure.
Yeah, but there is one car in this field, not running a V8, not running natural aspirated. It's the sole turbo car in the field. The defending champion, Shay. Have they got something for us in this session?
Well, that's what we're going to find out if Raffaele Marcello can pull magic out of the hat. And for Augusto Farfus, it's got to be such good emotions coming back to this place, having won at Bathurst now. Do you think?
But then also, this isn't actually live on YouTube. This is live on a different website. This is a completely different website. This is not YouTube. This is on Fox. I'm using Fox's content. Fox's, coverage.
I don't think we have the chance to be there. I'm seeing a lot of.
And Fox is they are really strict on this sort of stuff.
Our target, of course, will be to be in maybe, first 2 rows. Let's see, Lelo's on top of the game, and now it's time to cheer for him.
You've done this race twice now. Do you feel like you've learned more in the last year than you did in your first year that's helped you maybe come in with a different sense for the race?
Well, last year we won the race. This race, it is still one of this old style race where you have to be clever how you use your fuel, how you race, and track position is crucial. So different than other endurance race where you can always have a shot on the last safety car and so on. Here, if by the end of the race you're not up there, it's very difficult to make a position. So learning this track, learning the race, every lap here helps. Of course, coming back 2 years in a row makes life's a bit easier, but we are all professional here, so you have seen also Max Hesse coming for the first time ever and putting the car, I think, P11. So all these guys are professionals, so at the end we are looking out for those pounds of second, and we are all very close.
Well, we need to keep an eye on Augusto because he's won Daytona twice, he's won Nürburgring twice. The one at Bathurst. Let's see if we can do it again.
Well, I think we should try to keep the statistic high, so why not? I would.
Chad.
Yeah, they're going to be in with a shot tomorrow, but quickly, let's focus on today. For the first time, we're down here in the Pirelli pit bunker talking about the Pirelli pole battle. It is just one 15-minute session, which equates to about 6 laps around here at Mount Panorama. As Garth talked about, there is just enough time to come in and do 2 runs if you want to. What are the sort of lap times that we're talking about here? Here are the last few pole laps over the last few years, and you can go straight to the top and see Mauro Engel, sadly not in this session. That is an all-time lap, a 2-minute flat, 0.8. We've seen lap times somewhere around this bracket here in the mid-201 so far today for Cam Waters. Can we get into that amazing range? Can we see the quickest lap ever for pole? Now, how do you go out there and break this down, this 6-lap segment. We've seen in the past, if we switch over to the last 4 years and how we've achieved these pole positions. Chaz Mostert did it in 2022. The yellow laps here are what we call 80% push laps. Not as fast as he can go. He then cooled it off about halfway through the session, then went bang, straight into a 2:02.49. Mauro Engel, that lap which he achieved, came off the back of multiple push laps to get down to that flying 2-minute lap. But then there's been a change in the last few years, much more like what you'd see in a supercar shootout where the guys have gone out, done one lap, bang, 2:01.9. Recently, Lucas Auer last year, very similar to what he did earlier today, went straight out, slow out lap, bang, 2:01.276. And we've seen the Mercedes spend a little bit of time in the pits, and Shay's been noticing they've been getting that heat soak into the car, then going out and doing that single lap time. We're not too far away from getting into this, but there is a special moment here that we just want to take stock and recognise a great friend of the series here in Supercars, and also for the Bathurst 12 Hour as well, in the wonderful John Casey, who sadly we recently lost. He was a member of the Supercars leadership team. He also led the Bathurst 12 Hour and was the founding father of the modern 12-hour race as we know it today. Energetic, passionate, personable, and sadly we lost JC recently in January. He's going to be oh so missed, and I'm sure that he will be looking down on the Bathurst 12 Hour here today.
Beautifully said, Chad. And JC loved this race, and he would love the setup we have now as we work our way in to the Pirelli pole battle. Qualifying to set the grid for the Maguire's Bathurst 12 Hour. This is a race that has only been won from outside the top 10 on one occasion. It's only been won from lower than 7th on one occasion. You want to be at the front of the field when this race starts at 5:45 a.m. local time tomorrow morning. But there's a bigger carrot dangling on the end of the stick here as well.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open pit exit, please.
Because at the end of the next 15 minutes, up for grabs is the Alan Simonson Pole Award. It's named after the Great Dane who tragically lost his life in a crash at Le Mans in 2013, but was one of the founding fathers of GT racing from an international driver standpoint here in Australia, and especially at this racetrack. There were few that were quicker than Al here at Mount Panorama, and as a result, the pole trophy is named in his honour. And there have been all kinds of emotions when drivers do the time and get that trophy. So 15 minutes on the clock, fastest driver will start from pole position. Garth Tander has made his way upstairs. John Hindhoff alongside me as well. We love qualifying at Mount Panorama. There are few things better than an all-out attack on the 6.213 Ks of Mount Panorama.
Easily the best 6.213 kilometres of tarmac that we have in the Southern Hemisphere, and some may argue in the entire world. 174 metres of elevation as you make your way from pit lane up to the top of the mountain. The cutting at turn 4 is a critical corner. The run across the top, Reed Park, McPhillamy Park, across Skyline, down through the S's to Forest Elbow for that important run out onto Conrod Straight, where the cars reach a top speed of north of 285 kilometres an hour. Braking heavily down into the chase and the final corner. Easy to get it right, but even easier to make a critical mistake here at the mountain. We break it up into 3 sectors. We often talk about the run up the mountain in Sector 1, the run across the top in Sector 2, and the run down Conrod Straight to the front.
So the drivers in qualifying: Cameron Waters, Scott Andrews, Brock Feeney, Lucas Stoltz, and sadly the timing screen cuts away. That's a bit rude. Not very pleasurable from the TV graphics team down there, but that's fine. We're now about to go qualifying mode, and expect my voice to be dead, more or less, after this session. It's my voice is not going to like me after this session. Let me 100% assure you that the Pirelli pole battle about to get underway, it has gotten underway. We've got a very interesting session under our hands here. Get water. I don't have water. I'm going to go get water. Let's go get water.
Brand Lamborghini yet to score a pole position at Mount Panorama.
Let's just remind everybody, we have scrubbed all those times that the guys did to get in here. Positions 11 on down were set earlier on. This is for the top 10 and for that big Alan Simonson Ball Trophy. And I am intrigued to see how these guys go about this. 15 minutes, Garth, not a lot of time. You could still throw 2 sets of tyres at it, though.
It would be tight to get 2 sets of tyres at it if you chose to do that. We did see in the bottom 50% qualifying session and the top 50% qualifying session, both half-hour sessions earlier this afternoon, that it was taking 12, 13 minutes before we were seeing representative lap time. So, yes, you could get it done on 2, but you might do 2 average runs instead of 1 really good run. And we already have seen some split in strategy. The BMW didn't roll out right at the start of the session. The Mercedes, some of the Mercedes went out and came straight back into pit lane. That's some of the heat soak that Shea Adams picked up earlier in the weekend, when they go out, get a whole heap of temperature into the brakes and into the car, and then sit in pit lane and let that brake temperature radiate out of the brakes into the rims, into the tyre. So you're not taking goodness out of the tyre, you're just getting temperature into the tyres. And then the Audis, the Porsches, they're all out working very hard right now on a second preparation lap ahead of what I think will be a long set of push laps.
It will surprise you not at all to know that Matt Campbell is behind the wheel of his 911 Porsche. Marco Pirelli has taken out the wall. Lamborghini Huracan, the number 93 red and white car. Christopher Haase in the Audi number 55. Brock Feeney in the Ford Mustang, and Raffaele Marciello in the 46 WRT BMW M4 GT3 Evo. First time we've seen that car here. So those guys have stayed out on the mountain, all of the Mercs, and there are MGs, I should say, sorry, and there are 5 of them. Half of this top 10 for the pole position. There it is. Are Mercedes, AMG Mercedes. There is the trophy.
And there it is, the 2026 Pole Battle winner, who will have their name engraved on that trophy. We'll have to wait and find out. This is going to be good. The Audi getting temperature through the tyres. You can see the licorice straps that it's laying behind, the rubber that it's laying down from it sliding sideways. It's now a matter of Christopher Haase, who now has to put this lap together. I'm going to quickly fully close my door so I don't scream so loud that my parents absolutely hate me for it. But yeah, pole lap now. The JMac Racing Team NPC 55 Audi making its way up mountain. 9.5 minutes to go. And we've got 20% battery left on my phone. Mud. 9.5 minutes to go here in the Pirelli pole battle. Brock Feeney now goes to the top on a 2:08.693. Those are not indicative lap times at all, ladies and gentlemen. But that was a 30% lap from Brock Feeney, actually. Very much a 30% lap. Not even 30%, I reckon. That was probably a 20% lap from Brock Feeney. Now all these drivers are going to be working their way up here. The drivers that you're seeing on screen at the moment, those drivers are there at the moment. They're probably 50, 60% laps. These drivers are currently doing 50, 60% laps. They're not going to be full attack. These are not going to be full attack laps here. The last 3 laps will be the laps. They will probably be the fastest lap times you will see all weekend. Yep. The fastest lap times will be right here, right now. Brock Feeney, purple through the first sector. You can see now the drivers are starting to build up, and there's Lamborghini GT3 Huracan in front of the 911 Porsche, of which is Matt Campbell. We haven't seen the true pace of this Porsche 991 yet, but he's getting a good old tow from the Lamborghini Huracan from up in front. Now, you've got to hope that he doesn't get too much dirty air here. Brock Feeney, though, he's pushing this Ford Mustang all the way around the mountain. Into the braking zone now goes Brock Feeney through the elbow. Getting the power down right up against the BMW elbow on the exit. Feeney, purple through both sectors. This is not a bad lap to start off. Not a bad lap. Purple through both sectors. 50.7, only 8 tenths off the first sector. And we've got a 103.6 in the second sector. 103.6 is not a bad lap here from Brock Feeney. A 108.693, Marciello in P2. That's the moment, but of course these are not indicative lap times. This is the first indicative lap time, though. What's this lap time going to be from Brock Feeney? A 2.4. So that's a 2:02.4 there from Brock Feeney. He's gone 6 seconds faster A 2:02.4, that's not pole. That's nowhere near pole. Note to self, that's nowhere near pole for Brock Feeney. 2:02.4. Plays a 2:03.5 from Raffaele Marciello, so not the lap that he probably wanted there. Chris Haase sits at the top of the mountain now. J-Mac Racing. Audi. Right up against the Amarok signage on the outsides. Scraping the car and right up against blocks. Right through and up against the Intercontinental signage on the outside. All the curb at the top of the mountain through Skyline. Now the run down the bottom of the mountain. Through the S's. Flick the car right into the dipper. Let the car ride the bumps on the inside. And now you make your run through the S's and down to the elbow. This is car 44. Scott Andrews just made their way into the Pirelli pole battle. Just. Downtime. I know you said something about it earlier, but I didn't fully understand. So, I thought it was one driver went out at a time. So, how this Pirelli pole battle will work is that the 10 cars that you saw through qualifying 2, the 10 cars that you saw through qualifying 2 that were inside the top 10 are now in this session here. And it's 15 minutes for 10 drivers that are all out on the track at the same time to set their fastest lap times of the weekend. This is to decide pole position. Whoever finishes on top at the end of this session will grab pole position for the 12-hour race. Chris Haase now goes to the top on a 2:02.3.41. Marco Mappelli on a 2:01.9. What a lap from Marco Mappelli. The Lamborghini Huracan GT3 goes to the top with 5 minutes to go, and he's done a 2:01.991. That is a lap and a half, but we've still got 3 cars, Jaden Ojeda, Cameron Waters, Lucas Stoltz, and Lucas Auer to do a lap. Brock Feeney up at a P2, 2:02.107. Raffaele Marciello's done a 2:02.234. Chris Haase has done a 2:02.341. Scott Andrews done a 2:02.593. 2:02.9, 2:02.5, 2:08.5, sorry. But Lucas Auer is flying over the top of the mountain. Cameron Waters not as quick, but he's on par with the first sector of Lucas Auer. And then what does the green and purple and yellow colours mean after their time? That will probably just mean that that's their lap time. That's their sectors from their lap that they've just completed. So, yeah, I'll explain more in depth once I get the chance. I don't think I will, though. Scott Andrews, fastest through the second sector. Lucas Auer is practically on par with Scott Andrews. What does Cameron Waters do? This car is very much a contention for pole. To the topper, 2:01.992. That's a lap. That is a lap and a half. Marco Mappelli going slower through the second sector than anyone. So he's not improving through the second sector. Scott Andrews, P2. 2:01.9 in that 44 Mercedes. At the moment, on that front row of the grid. Track position is important. I know it's a 12-hour race, but throughout the first hour or so, that's important track position. Indeed it is. Lucas Auer, what does he do? Can he go to the top of the session? He can! 2:01.548. We're getting close to the 2 flats here. We might see a 2-minute flat. We might see a 2-minute flat. Chris Haase, 2:01.7. Lucas Stoltz is improving. Purple through the first sector. He's going Papel, all the way through the first sector. The micro sectors are looking good as well. Matt Campbell up in a P3. 2:01.83. Lucas Stoltz is on par with Lucas Auer, maybe even a little bit quicker. The 75 Express Mercedes. Yeah, this car won the Indianapolis 8-hour last year. It's about to be on pole. What seems to be on pole position with 2.5 minutes to go for the pole battle. Sorry, why did I struggle to say that? Could he be on pole? Could he take the Pirelli pole trophy into the right hand of the final corner, Murray's corner, onto the circuit, up the curb for the final time? Is this pole position? Yes, it is. By 1/10 of a second, a 2:01.404. That is a lap and a half. I'm spinning all the way over my screen here. What a lap. Cameron Waters, is he improving? Yes, he is, but it's personal best, and he's about 0.3 off the pace. This is probably going to be P3 for Cameron Waters. Probably. What does Cameron Waters do? Is this going to be good enough? He's gone to the top 4/10 of a second. 2:01.079. And he's gapped Lucas Stoltz by 4/10 of a second. What a lap. What a lap. Here I was saying it's only going to be P4. Stuff that prediction. Chris Haas is 2/10 off through the second sector. This is... Lucas Stoltz has gone faster than Cameron Waters through the first sector. That is a really good first sector from Lucas Stoltz. Lucas Auer has gone now to the top. Sorry, to second position. 2:01.256. Jay McAldy, can that go to the top? Chris Haas stays P4, 2:01.5. Marco Mappelli, 2:01.7. Jaden Ojada's not improved here. 2:07.095. Matt Campbell, P5, 2:01.675. Lucas Stoltz, though, is up through the first sector. He's down through the second sector, though. These tyres are going to start falling off soon. Scott Andrews in the pits. He's done. Scott Andrews is out. He's in the pits. He's done this for this session. The 75 Mercedes now making its run through the chase and on the exit. Making their run now down through to Murray's corner, the final corner. Keep the car to the left-hand side. Flick the car in. Up the curb. And on the outside as well. Is this good enough for Lucas Stoltz? No. Stays third at 2:01.294. That was a lap and a half from Cameron Waters. That might have just put him on pole. Watch out for the young Kiwi, Jaden Ojeda, who competed recently in the Formula Regional Oceania Championship. Won many races there, but has not got a pole position around Bathurst. And to do it in a 12-hour could be a miracle. Indeed it could. He's done a 2:02.7095. That is 6 seconds off the pace of Cameron Waters. But I don't think it's good enough. The sectors aren't showing it. This is probably going to be the last driver that can settle up here. Matt Campbell is up as well through both first and second sector. Marco Mappelli sort of, but he's not really there on Cameron Waters. Lucas Stoltz purple through the first sector. Wow. Lucas Stoltz purple. He's flying. He is. He's absolutely flying right now. Is this good enough? Jaden Ojeda stays P10 or 2:02.1. Lucas Stoltz, though, this could be one of the fastest laps we see around the mountain. Through the elbow. Into the left-hander. Get the power down. Matt Campbell up into P4. Fastest third sector. Lucas Stoltz, he's not improving, though, through the second sector. Cameron Waters' second sector was an absolute stonker. Lucas Stoltz is the only guy that can knock Cameron Waters off right now. Yeah. He's quite legitimately the only guy that can knock him off. Into the braking zone. The 75 Express Mercedes AMG GT3. Is this good enough for pole position for Lucas Stoltz? He's the only driver out there at the moment that's on a lap. And is the only driver that's only even close to beating Cameron Waters. Is this pole position for Lucas Stoltz? No, it isn't. Cameron Waters will grab pole position for the Bathurst 12-hour. What a lap. Cameron Waters, pole position for the Bathurst 12-hour tomorrow morning from 5:45. What a lap. And he's grabbed pole by nearly 0.294 of a second. That is a lap and a lap and a half. And he did that in 3 laps, Cameron Waters. He did that lap in 3 whole consecutive laps. Out lap, push, 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 in lap, back into the pits. And he's done it in beautiful form. There's the results. Cameron Waters, Mostert and Randall on the front row of the grid. The all-Aussie lineup 2:01.079. Then we've got Gertz, Hubble, Campbell. Then we've got Haasa, Mappelli, Farfus, Scott Andrews, Feeney, and Ojeda, your top 10. That was a very interesting session. I've got to wipe my camera. Otherwise, that's going to be the death of me. if that stays the way it is. Oh, heck. Okay, there we go. I just had to wipe that. That would have annoyed me. Okay, we're good. Perfect. Yeah, that is a pole position lap and a half. Cameron Waters on pole. What a lap.
I think one lap too few for Jaden O'Jada. He didn't really get a good go at it.
Still top 10 start for that team's first crack at being a factory Mercedes squad. The presentation is underway down in Elfoyle's pit lane. What a job for Cameron Waters.
Amazing stuff. I've only got 2/3 of the operation down here because Chaz Mostert's gone down for some supercars testing. I've got Cam Waters, I've got Thomas Randall, I've got Matteo from Pirelli, and I've got the Alan Simonson trophies. Also, please hand that over to these guys because they have absolutely earned that. And this is a special moment and a very special trophy indeed to collect here at Mount Panorama. Cam Waters proving his versatility, NASCAR, sprint car, supercar, or here in a sports car. How good is it taking on the world's best on home soil and beating them?
Oh, look, it's unbelievable to obviously get pole here and win the Alan Simonson trophy. It's Alan was an amazing bloke, met him a few times, so to do that, it's super special. I just can't thank my team enough. They've done an absolutely amazing job, and
It is getting hot.
Really through practice they tuned it up. I think having Baz and Chaz and putting all that supercar experience together really tuned the car up, and it's been a dream to drive. So yeah, can't thank Tommy, Chaz, the whole team. Obviously, awesome spot to start tomorrow, and hopefully we can keep it up.
It's fast out there, isn't it, Thomas? I mean, we've just seen Cam do his best lap ever around the mountain. We're talking about nearly doing 2-minute flats. What's this speed like when you guys are behind the wheel this weekend?
Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't gone that fast around here. I'm just glad to be been watching from the pits. But yeah, I mean, Cam did a mega job. Like Cam said, just echo that with just big credit to the whole SCM crew, Ashfield Motorsport. It's, yeah, look, long way to go tomorrow. I'll just give a shout out to a mate of mine, Jack Aiken. Just want to say thanks. Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be pretty crazy in the morning.
Not the whole thing.
Here right now to help this moment and to enjoy this moment, but for tomorrow you guys have an even bigger job to do.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, it's nice to get pole and start up the front, but it's 12 hours around here, and mistakes happen, all those things. So I think we've got an amazing crew. Just got to try and get through the day, keep the car in one piece, and be there at the end.
New present for the bub?
I've actually already scored one, so now there's a second one. So that one might be for the dogs.
Yeah, I love that. New dad, Cam Waters, new pole award as well to go with it, the Alan Simonson trophy. He's got his buddy alongside him in Thomas Randall. Chaz is going to be celebrating this one with the team later, but that is a special.
You're going to be live. I've got a potty. It might take maybe another 5-10 minutes.
We'll talk about being special at the mountain. Lucas, our 2 qualifying attempts here at Bathurst, first and second. How happy are you with that performance?
I hope it's not keep going down. I hope it's not getting worse and worse. But I was very happy. We prepared well for the race, which is the most important.
Yeah, you don't want to miss the ending.
Amazing qualifying, so huge thanks to the team.
It's still a front row start.
7 minutes.
How important is that at night when we're starting the race and you can't see anything?
No, I really think you never know what's happening in the start, so you always want to be in the front. That's why I'm very happy, and I think it's a great starting position. But tomorrow, I think the two we see tomorrow, yeah, will be interesting.
So next year you go back to pole. That's how we're going to do it instead of going backwards.
Otherwise, after a couple of years, you won't see me anymore. I will be out.
Well, great job today, Lucas. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, the celebrations have absolutely started down here for the 222 Scott Taylor Motorsport. How a go at the International Media Scrum that's down here. Scott Taylor himself a chance to raise the trophy, the Alan Simonson trophy. And let's just chat for a quick moment here, Garth, about the man who runs this operation, owns this operation. He puts a lot of resources into this. He loves to take his toys around the country, and this is a pretty special moment for him as well.
Yeah, I doubt you'll find a more passionate man about this event up and down pit lane than Scott Taylor, and the commitment, the financial, but also the energy and the effort that goes into putting together a program like this. So, fantastic lap by Cam Waters, but also fantastic job by this team. They've engineered it themselves, so, like he was saying, a lot of supercar brains in there, a lot of local knowledge that have taken on some of the best GT3 teams in the world and beaten them, and some of the best Mercedes teams in the world have beaten them. So it's a real feather in the cap to everyone involved in this program.
Well, didn't that session live up to the hype? That was fun.
Second fastest lap time that we've seen. I thought at the start of the week we're probably not going to get there. We're not going to get down there. And you asked me going into that, well, what the time do you think they're going to do? And I thought it was going to be a 1.3 or a 1.4 that was going to be a lap time. So ultimately a 1.0, second fastest lap ever seen in qualifying any category here at Mount Panorama. That was a pretty cool one.
Well done to the 222. Well done to Cam Waters and the entire operation down here. And it's all about tomorrow now. Big night's sleep, Gareth. We'll be here nice and early.
It's going to be a big one. Remember the start of this race here 12 months ago? They were banging panels going up Mountain Straight lap 1. So it is important to be starting at the front of the grid. So anywhere in the first 2 rows is a really
I'm going to bed early.
We always say every year, 12-hour race qualifying doesn't matter. It does matter here. You need to start at the front.
I know it's an early alarm in the morning, but those pictures, that first hour, it is worth getting up for.
Oh, it is happy hour at Mount Panorama. And even when I was doing this race and I wasn't starting, I got out of bed early and I made sure I got up the top. And I was one of those guys with their phone filming it myself just to capture it, because it is a very special place to drive a race car at, and they're very, very special pictures. So get up early.
Probably like 7:30 tonight.
So how's it all going to play out tomorrow?
It's 5:51 p.m.
Gee, we've got a bigger field of cars, we've got more safety car risk, a bit more strategy to play out as well.
Yeah, a lot of strategy to play out. There is some safety car risk. There are some slower cars that they'll need to make sure they're careful of. When the bronze gentleman drivers
probably go to bed
cars, need to
soon
make
as
sure
well,
they manage all the strategy,
so you can get up and catch the straight
driving time. So it'll be a fascinating game of chess for 12 hours, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I'm not
Lovely
sure.
Work. I cannot wait to come back here tomorrow bright and early. Going to be catching it live, Fox Sports and KO, and streaming around the world. It's the Maguires.
It's gonna be good. Here, what a day we've had, and it's absolutely amazing that you've had our coverage right throughout the day. It's been an absolute amazing day here. And let's just say there's plenty more still to come. I will be live from 5:35 tomorrow morning. We'll be live for the World Feed, covering you through the first 10 minutes, the pre-show, the 10-minute pre-show. We'll chat out and Garth turn it down on the grid. It's going to be epic. With race start from 5:45. I'll be doing the first 2 hours of the race. Maybe, must I say, maybe I'll do the middle part, but it's not likely. I might do the end part from maybe 3:30 right through to about 5:45 when the race ends tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be live from 5:35. I'm going to end the stream right here. If you guys did enjoy, hit like button, subscribe. And that's it for today's coverage of the Maguires Bathurst 12 Hour. It's time to go racing tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.